Good evening, everyone, or afternoon, wherever you're located. I hope everybody's doing well. Oh man, it is so fucking hot here. Oh my god, it's awful. Um, and I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to get situated. I'm sorry I was late. Uh, um, And yeah, I did not realize that the sound on that particular performance was as bad as it was, but I really like that band a lot. So I'm sorry that was the first time to introduce you guys to that band, but um, I it looked good enough quality when I clicked on it, but like I said, I was just in a rush to do something, so figured I'd give you guys some music to listen to uh, while I got everything ready here and got prepared. But anyways, guys, so and like it's hot as hell and I'm about to drink hot coffee, which is shows how intelligent I am. So yeah, so the last couple days Betty's been doubling down. I went live 2 times last week, and over the weekend I did one on Betty going to Tennessee to search uh, for Layla, and I I did another one after that, discussing how Zav Girl used Gannon's name to try to get more views on whatever case she was covering, and even then she managed to dox someone who isn't even a suspect in a murder, because we don't even know that a murder actually took place. We know that a body was found wrapped excuse me. We know that a body was found wrapped in left in this young man's bedroom, and his mom found it. But she took it upon herself to dox the woman's address, um, dox his name, and imply that he was a murderer, even though law enforcement has made it a point to not release any information on this, because they don't know exactly what they're investigating yet. What they're investigating is a death. They don't know if it's a murder. They don't know, the nature of the of her death. Um, but after I did my stream about BHB, and I haven't addressed it much, but I'm going to address it today. Um, after I did my stream on BHB, um, she let's see real quick. She goes and does this, which I find pretty ridiculous. She tags my name in the title and and goes on this rant here.
Guys, I want to tell you something that I find very, very despicable about people here on YouTube.
Despicable. You're despicable. Does she know that nobody does she know that nobody who's ever taken seriously, like nobody says that word? Only people who are like not taken seriously, like fucking cartoon characters.
People that have not helped a family with one dime of cost in aiding and searching for their daughter, has not come out and searched woods for hours, ran down leads.
See, you haven't ran down any leads because you don't have any leads. This is the kind of bullshit that I'm talking about. I think it's really funny. Um, you haven't had any. You don't get leads. Law enforcement gets leads. You're not a reporter. You're not law enforcement. You're not even qualified to search for people because you don't even have the first iota of investigative skills. What leads? That shit reminds me of the Big Lebowski. Oh yeah. We got 4 detectives working on the case. They got us working in shifts. Leads. That's exactly what she reminds me of.
Provided the family information that we are not even going to disclose to our audience. We have done this for this family out of the love.
See, I call bullshit. And this is, I want to be very clear about something. The family is free to do what they want. Granted, no doubt about that. Layla Santanello's family is free to do what they want, and they're free to deal with this situation of how they want. But it's really sad that they don't seem to know, or that in the heat of their grief, I guess would be the best word to use, and fear, they're desperate. And this grifter took advantage of their desperation and convinced them somehow that she is somehow a qualified investigator. And now these people are sharing information with this moron while law enforcement is out there actually trained and trying to find Layla.
And the kindness and the generosity of our channel. And I want to show you the abuse of some people on YouTube. And the mother of this missing child she can't take anymore. And these animals on YouTube, do you think she gives a damn about my past? Do you not think I've already talked to her about that? And I'm the only person.
I'm sure that you lied to her like you lied to your audience about your past. I'm sure you lied about it because you still have yet to take any accountability. You, to this day, say you were a victim of abuse, and you being charged with abuse or with domestic violence was further abuse on you. While you were caught with drugs, while you were caught drunk and caught with your pants literally off, that was you. And yet you still want us all to believe that you were a victim of abuse.
Here, helping. I'm the only person from YouTube that provided any flyers to this family.
Oh my God.
I'm the person.
Again with the fucking flyers. Dude, lady, listen. Your flyers do jack shit. Okay? Let me explain why the flyers do absolute dick. Okay? Nothing. Your flyers do nothing. The flyers are a waste of paper. The flyers are a way to spread things around locally. The whole local area already knows about Layla. Okay? It's a small town. It's Kingsport. Everybody knows. Guaranteed. Everyone is aware of what happened to Layla there. So you making flyers does nothing. What does something is sharing her name and her face on your YouTube channel, her information, like I have highlighted right here. Okay? Because what's happening here is these aren't people that just live in Kingsport. Everyone here, everyone in this chat comes from all different areas in the country, sometimes other countries. That's how you spread information. Just use your channel to spread information. You're more effective from your home than you are out there trampling over what might be evidence and posting up flyers about something that everybody already fucking knows about in a place where everybody knows about the situation. You're doing nothing. You're just grifting off of your audience, an audience filled with people who just can't get past the Xerox phase in our society. They can't get past that as far as technology goes. They don't understand the power of the internet because they're probably still watching a fucking black and white TV with a little grabber to change the channel. Click, 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 click. and wondering why it doesn't work. So they sit there on their phone watching you.
With the help of Olivia coming out here and expending hours and hours and hours of my time for this family. And I want you to read all of this. And then I want you to see who is behind every bit of it. This was horrible for you to do to a family, Glairer. Horrible. On a troll account. How dare you? That is despicable.
I didn't. How dare I? I didn't. See, I don't go contacting families. I want to be very clear about something, people. I don't use troll accounts or fake accounts. I never, ever use troll or fake accounts. And B, I don't go and contact families. Okay? I have reached out. I reached out to Landon Hyatt, Gannon Stouck's mother. I reached out to her so I could have some pictures and make a nice little pretty collage type video to play while I covered the trial, to keep in mind what this trial was about. It was not about hating Letitia. It was about getting justice for Gannon. And I reached out to her and she sent me a friend request and said, hey, you can access all of my photographs in my Facebook. Use any of them you want. And that was the extent. Before that, I sent her a picture of the blue lights outside of my job to let her know, hey, there are people that are here for you and supporting you in getting justice for Gannon. That was it. I didn't ask her for an interview. I didn't ask her for to come talk to me on the channel. I didn't ask for any of that shit. Now, I never, ever reached out to Jennifer Santinello until yesterday because I felt that this person is in contact with her, telling her all kinds of shit, and I can't have that. So I sent her a very, very, well, I wouldn't say too lengthy, but I sent her a lengthy message, but to the point, explaining I've never contacted you before, and I'm sorry that you are going through this shit on top of everything else that you're going through. It's childish and juvenile, and I apologize on behalf of the entire true crime community on YouTube because it's ridiculous. This kind of shit is ridiculous. I would never. And it sucks. It made me feel like shit that I had to do that. It made me feel like absolute shit. I had no intentions of contacting this poor woman. None. And prior to yesterday, I never did.
It's disgusting. Do you not think this family suffered enough? And do you think they give a shit about your YouTube?
See, what that tells me when she says, don't you think this family has suffered enough? Betty, I have to ask you the same question. Don't you think this family has suffered enough rather than having you come in and drag them into your bullshit YouTube drama? Because I'm going to explain what this drama is about. I explained it last night on Morbids. I'm going to explain it again today. But that's all this is about. And here you are using this poor woman and her tragedy, hence tragedy pimping, in order to further your channel. Because you don't give a fuck about this lady. You don't give a fuck about Layla Santinello. You don't give a fuck about any missing people or the victims or their families. And it's clear. Your actions dictate what people see. Not your words. People with common sense watch what you're doing. Not listen to what you're saying. They watch what you're doing. So when you say things like, don't you think this family has been through enough? I have to ask you the same question, Betty. Don't you think this family has been through enough rather than for you to drag them into your stupid bullshit YouTube drama?
YouTube bullshit and how much you hate me. They do not. Let's get that clear right away.
Okay, so you just have to let us all know that Layla's family doesn't hate you. You wear Layla Santanello's family like some sort of badge, like some sort of fucking Xeroxed fucking printer press pass. That's what they are to you? Because nobody gives a fuck whether or not they like you. Nobody said anything about that. Nobody gives a fuck how this family feels about you.
So I'm going to tell the rest of the animals on YouTube that like to reach out and hurt families, stop. Stop. You're hurting a mother.
Yeah, I'm hurting a mother.
You are hurting a mother that is most likely lost her daughter. How
Now,
dare you?
how in the fuck can you sit there and say that you are in support of this family when you are planting the seed to your audience and spinning the narrative that the person that they are holding out hope, sitting at home, waiting for to come home safely at some point, because there's no indication that she's no longer with us. Asshole. There's no indication. So here you have the audacity to sit here and say who's probably no longer with us. How the fuck do you know that? And who the fuck are you to make that assumption about somebody's loved one who's missing? Explain that to me. Thank you, Lost Mother of One member for 3 months. Okay, so that's the title of my last live about her. Let's look at these screenshots. Okay. So some dude named Mickey says, wait until Jonathan Lee Riches gets involved. You really have no idea how these scammers work and all. Well, those flyers that she paid for, I guess she didn't do that either. Why pay for it when you can easily share it out free online too? That's a good point. You really don't know how missing persons works, do you? Because you have to have flyers, and that ain't cheap. Now I got some work, prove my point. To you too. I sure do know how it works. And if you really need advocates, I got a bunch give you, not YouTubers, is Q missing Monica Kaysen. I don't know what that is. And I don't know who he's talking to. And then he says, I got scammer who pulling tragedy pimping while cover. Yeah, because that's totally me. Because I can't fucking type. I got scammer who pulling tragedy pimping while covering on her YouTube channel. I did email the mom, I believe. Granted, I wish I didn't have to. This is channel lying so much, and it's wrong. Make money off missing case, in my opinion. Who is making money off the case? Okay, so this is not the mom. He's saying I should never. Or he emailed the mom, I guess, the person. Go look up her background and research everything she does in the past. She and Dolly didn't help the Summer case. Her past is exactly that, her past. You must be one of those people. Don't change, right? Look, Summer's case is unique, and let's be honest, neither has her parents. Hell, I even got you the glare. I even get you the glare, and you can ask him how bad news she is. I don't know why this fucking person's speaking for me. I don't need ask no one nothing. Who is this conversation between? I'm person stand against tragedy pimps. Once I get you facts why you are getting plan you get you, trust me. Jesus. Bullhorn Betty, she's spreading the word. She paid for flyers and all. She lying to people saying she's searching. How is she lying? I talked to her all day yesterday and I watched her do it. All help is appreciated. You have no clue what Betty is really like. Yet set alone, Dolly. Oh, Jesus, you think she legit? You're getting played, man. Okay, I'm getting played. How can I be played when she done everything she said? Explain that. Okay, I can't be played when there's nothing to be played about, and her mother don't need this BS either. Okay, so it's not the mother, but I guess it's somebody who knows the family. And this Mickey dude is a guy who showed up on Morbid's chat. Hold on, I wasn't looking at chat. Let me get this real quick. Thank you, KB Investigates. Glad you're addressing this well. Thank you. Appreciate that. Now, this is the first time I've actually read these in its entirety. But I wasn't even going to address it until she doubled down on it. So are you saying it's okay for BHB Advocate when she made a mess with Brian Laundrie and Gabby family case? What's wrong with her spreading the word about Layla getting her face out there? You're right, but I am giving head up. It's insulting that they think that I type this. It's fucking insulting. Is she really doing this for free of awareness? Do you know how YouTube work with monetization and click views, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, see, this guy should have never contacted anyone. But it sure as fuck wasn't me. Betty, you going to find out I'm not wrong. Well, I never type in all caps like that. But the fact it's worth it just hurts my brain reading this. Rather talk, but better texting, right? My video chat on Facebook open for you this live as we speak. Oh my God. Okay, so they're sharing. Okay, so that's me, right? So I'm conducting a live. Betty, how fucking dumb are you? So according to this, I'm conducting a live and I'm saying, hey, and I'm sitting there having a text war with somebody talking shit about you when I'm conducting a live and talking with my hands doing this and so forth, right? But I'm actually texting while that's live, while I'm live with a member of Layla's family. Really? How fucking, I mean, you're an investigator, right? How fucking dumb are you? This is live as we speak, he says. No matter what, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't even need to address this anymore. Like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Now, I want to be clear. Again, I do not contact families and I do not use fake accounts. Now, I was on Morbid's live a few nights ago, not this last live that he did last night, but the live before that. And a guy named Keep It 100 came up and he bragged about being the one who was Mickey in those texts. He bragged about it. And he also bragged about calling the TBI. And Morbid and I both scolded him for this. Because there's no reason you should be contacting any member of a missing person's family unless you are actually going to do something and help. Like something worthwhile. Now, I understand that person defending BHB in those texts. I understand them doing that. Because the fact of the matter is there's nothing wrong with her putting Layla's name and face out there. That's great. She's not hurting anything by putting up flyers, but she's not doing anything either. Let's be honest about that. But she's not actually hurting anything, but by going out there and calling it running down leads, because by running down leads, as she puts it, that implies to me that what she's doing is contacting people who may be involved in the case. And if it is a homicide, like she is sitting there implying and spinning the narrative of, even though there's no evidence of it, If it actually is a homicide, if there is foul play, then what she's doing is interfering with an ongoing investigation and probably fucking up a case by tainting witnesses and evidence. That is not her place to do. It is that simple. It is not her place to do. So it's a bad thing. And then, and Morbid went over this last night. Headstones and Headlines went over it.
We did an amazing.
Go over it too. And
we did an amazing fairness to this case. And guys, I want to tell you, we did an amazing job. Not only did a combination between me and Chronicles of
okay, an amazing job doing what? Because every time you search or say you search for nothing. You don't do any actual searching. What you always end up doing is saying, hey, we're here. Like, you remind me of that guy that did videos for Funny or Die, where he would just be like, I'm over here in Arizona, and this is the best place I've ever been. And that's all you're doing. You're just sightseeing and calling it searching. At one point, you were in the woods and you were like, the hotel is right there, which tells me that you didn't travel far from the hotel you were staying at, because you were staying at that hotel. Let's just be fucking clear about that. It's fine to talk about that now since you're no longer there, but you were absolutely staying at that hotel. I Googled the hotel, and the room was identical. When you look at the pics of the rooms in that hotel, it's identical to the room that you had. So you checked into this hotel, you walked 100 feet and called it searching, and then nothing. And then you want to have, you want to be praised for it. Because aside from everything that I just said regarding how you could be fucking up an investigation, besides all that, okay? Besides that, other than that, you're not doing jack shit. What you're doing is you're ripping off your viewers because you're getting them to fund you going and sightseeing. That's it. You do nothing. Member for 9 months, Becky G, thank you. Just paid vacations for her. That's it. By subs. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's all it is. And then you contact the family so that you can say that you're in contact with the family, and it gives validity to what you're doing. Or it gives the appearance of validity, but it's not valid. There's no validity in what you're doing, because now what you're doing is you're deliberately and directly lying to the family about what you're doing. Making them believe that you're somehow qualified. This is what we do. Because they're probably believing all the line of bullshit that you say instead of actually doing any research, because they're desperate. They'll take any help they can get. These are victims. I don't blame them. And you're taking advantage of the fact that they'll take any help that they can get because it helps your viewership. Period. What's up, Deets on the streets? It's good to see you.
Of Olivia net over 5 million views of this case, putting this beautiful face in front of 5 million people. We were able to search and clear a vast amount of land.
Where is this 5 million people?
We were able to provide
because of her TikTok. Because of Olivia's TikTok. Okay, I'll give her that.
She was longing and seeking. That is about as much as I can tell you about the case. She has not been found. So at this point, I do believe, and I know that it has been.
Last week was more wild, Deets. But well, as far I mean, I honestly don't know, other than the stuff that I'm discussing. But
Discussed by several people in chat rooms, how they can help and what we can do to help support this family. And we're working on.
yes, apparently Olivia has a very large TikTok following. So if she actually did any searching, that would be great. But the thing is you can't deny, this is the one thing. I think Olivia is completely full of shit. I think that her linking up with the likes of BHB and JLR is a real bad look on her. And I think, honestly, I believe that she fucking planted that water bottle to gain the following that she has. As far as the Gabby Petito case goes, I absolutely feel like she planted that water bottle and used it as some way to get a bunch of views and a bunch of subs. 100%. I totally believe that. I don't have proof of it, but I believe it. It's my opinion. But she knows how to play the internet. Olivia knows.
On that now. We're working on that now. We're working on figuring out, what kind of resources are out there for rewards to help, elicit some leads and a PI. We need to locate where Layla was. We need to find out what her path of travel is.
No, you don't.
And right now,
you don't need to do that. There are trained investigators. This is a woman's life that is at jeopardy here. It's not a game. Okay? This is a woman's life. A young mother's life, a daughter, a sister, a girlfriend, of which whose boyfriend you doxed his phone number on your channel. This is a person with a life. And it requires no less than trained professionals to find her and bring her back to her loved ones. Not people like you who can actually interfere and fuck things up. Simple. But you just don't seem to fucking get this. Or you just don't care. Because you do get it, because you'll use that shit to try to slander me.
Law enforcement has no clue where she's at. They're asking for all public help. They're asking for the public to come out there and clear areas. So if you are in the Kingsport, Tennessee area, and the area that she was at, the AmeriCourt, the Marble Slab Creamery, the Five Below, in that general area, the Greenbelt Trail, all of that. If you're familiar with that and you have a family and you want to just help, just go out there and just clear area.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Do the exact opposite of what she is saying. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. Unless law enforcement says we need all feet on the ground, as many as we can get. Unless law enforcement says that, then by all means, show up to an organized, planned search, sign in so that everybody knows who to look for in case someone gets lost or hurt. Because absolutely, if you're out there searching, then who knows what kind of dangers could present themselves to you. But if you're going to go out there and search, only search if law enforcement is asking for the public's help for search. And when that actually happens, it is almost always very organized. And you meet at a command center and you get some sort of name tag maybe, but you sign in and you show your ID and everyone knows. Now you're registered and people know to look for you if you don't come back and check in. Only under those circumstances should you ever go out and try to search for someone.
Areas. That's really what needs to happen. We don't know where she is, and she's not home. So I just want to thank everybody here on YouTube that supports this channel and supports the great work we do. This is why
You
we
don't
do
do
the work
work.
that we do. This is why. We were able to provide family resources that they desperately needed. We were able to go out and clear areas. We were able to get attention to a case that had no attention. That is the power that we were able to help.
I played the press conference myself. There's attention on it. Now, I'm saying if Olivia has 5 million people watching her on TikTok and you're sharing her picture and her information, awesome. That's fucking great. Nobody's faulting you for that. That's great. That's exactly what you should be doing. But that is all you should be doing. That is literally all you should be doing. Making flyers. Like, it blows my mind how someone who understands and uses the power of having Olivia's $5 million TikTok account, 5 million people TikTok account, excuse me, and still fucking makes flyers. What the fuck are flyers gonna do? This woman kills me, dude.
Help with this family. Chronicles of Olivia does amazing work. The sweetest person in the world. People are just
and you treat her like shit.
Happy to open up to her, and so it was really good, and we're really proud of that. Well, now we're on to another case. There is a woman, a 37-year-old mom of 5, that was brutally murdered on the Maupassant Heritage Trail. We just recently learned that there is a suspect that was linked to the case from Los Angeles through the technology of DNA. He was in Los Angeles.
All right, now she's talking about a different case.
Hurting a little girl.
So now what she's doing is grifting for her next sightseeing expedition where she's at now. So I guess she went to Maryland, I guess, where this case happened. I've already talked about it on this channel. I'm not going to go over all that shit again. That's the case that Zav Girl was doxing somebody on, and putting out information that law enforcement was purposely, deliberately trying to keep from the public. And oh man, these idiots. I just can't.
And he is in Maryland in August, only 5 short months, 4.5 to 5 short months later, gravely brutalizing a young woman to death. This is absolutely horrific. We had opportunities to tell law enforcement last night that, thank you for your help. You know what the law enforcement said to me? He said, I can't wait until people can walk this trail safely again. That's what he said to me. The
Wow.
trail is beautifully lit, guys. We weren't expecting what we saw yesterday because we just know that JLR was just out here covering the case, bringing attention and awareness to the case just, last week, I believe. And since then, there's been this named suspect, and he's 5'9", he's 160 pounds. He's of Hispanic descent, they believe. So Olivia and I were discussing this, and we were wondering what kind of person could travel from Los Angeles to Maryland in 5 months. And so we started thinking about who could do that. Could this be a homeless person? Could this be a guy from the construction trade? Because you know how people are building big buildings and they have contracts, and some of those people are subcontracted from other states and have to.
No, T. Sexton, you're the only one who can't hear Betty.
Be sent here by their companies, and they stay in hotels, and they stay here until their job is completed, and then sometimes like every 2 weeks they get to go home to their family. And that kind of happens, on a weekly basis. And so that was like one of the first things that I truly thought had happened. Maybe something like that, or maybe things got too hot. He called family. Does he have family here? We had an opportunity to eat at a Mexican restaurant. Did he work there or did he eat there? It was very, very good, by the way. I had some food that I've never had, suggestion by beautiful Olivia, and I have got to tell you, it was absolutely delicious. Huh? Birria tacos. I've never heard of them before. I'm kind of one of those chimichanga or, the fajita type of girls. So I never thought about this. And I know I look terrible. We have been working so hard. I have like literally suitcases under my eyes. We've been out in the field, out in the heat. I'm sunburned. I'm exhausted. It's been a lot of work, but you know what? We were able to help a family. And I'm just really kind of hurt that people say that they are for these families until the families don't act the way that they want them to, and then they attack them. How do you say that you're for victims, and whether or not you agree with the parent or not?
You've never heard me say anything about how the family should act other than Don and Candace Wells. That's the only time you've ever heard me say anything about a victim's family and how I think they should act. Because I still believe, I'll say it again because you've heard me say it 100 times. I believe that Don and Candace, by showing up on YouTube channels, is hindering the search and the investigation and finding Summer Wells. Absolutely 100%. Because if the TBI believes that the misinformation and rumors being spread on the internet is causing people to call in and flood in their tip lines and waste resources because they have to follow up on every tip. Every time they show up on a YouTube channel, somebody takes what they're saying, spins it, twists it, and then it floods the tip lines. So absolutely do I think that Don and Candace, with their behavior by showing up on YouTube channels and talking about whatever they're talking about, do I think it hinders the investigation to finding Summer Wells? 100%, I absolutely do. But other than that, never have I criticized the behavior of victims.
You're going to attack them because they chose not to listen to your nonsense. How do you say that you're for the victims and do that to a woman that is screaming for help, law enforcement that is begging for the community to stand up and come out there? How do you do that and say that you represent or care about victims or their families? Because there's a certain creator that lives in Tennessee. He heard the news conferences. He heard the press conferences asking for volunteers to come out there. And he chose not to get off his duff, even though he lives in the state. He chose not to do that. They're helping her family when he's sitting on his ass in her own state. That right there, to me, is the most vile, disgusting, low garbage crap.
So to you, it's vile, disgusting, low garbage crap to allow trained professionals to do their jobs and not interfere with that. It's good to know.
Crap you can do. There's a time and a place for everything, in my opinion. And I realize that there's beefs on here on YouTube. But when do you go out of your way to hurt a family?
See, that's telling right
struggling, there. A woman
that's very telling right there. Beefs on YouTube. See, Betty and I don't have a beef, okay? We don't have beefs. She does fucked up shit in regards to victims and their families. I call her out on it. Simple. And my invitation is still there. Anytime she wants to come up here and defend what she does to my audience and make me look stupid, like I'm doing something wrong or saying something wrong and I'm misunderstanding what she does, I'm misunderstanding her work, she's welcome to come up here and convince me otherwise. But see, that's the thing, is I know that she has no conviction behind what she does. She doesn't believe the shit that she's saying, because if she did believe it, she would come up here and make me feel and look stupid. It's that easy. At any given point, and the invitation is absolutely there. Bullhorn Betty, you are absolutely invited here to defend your actions and convince my audience and make them believers, to build your audience through mine. You are invited. And you are presented with an opportunity personally by me to build your audience by being here and using my audience. You can build your audience off of mine. At any given point, you are invited to do so. But I know you won't, because you have no conviction behind what you do. You know that you're just as full of shit as everybody else here thinks you are.
That's taking care of three teenagers and a 2-year-old toddler and has a missing daughter and is literally at her wit's end and just needs help. How do you do that to them? How do the people justify that behavior? And why are people always here justifying actions and behaviors of adults that get kids killed? For the life of me, I can't understand that. I just don't. And they try to justify it by hating someone. If you hate somebody that bad that you're willing to hurt a victim's family because of it.
First of all, Betty, I don't hate you. This is not personal to me. I don't give a flying fuck about you. I honestly don't care about you at all. What I care about is what you're doing to victims and their families and what you're doing to interfere with them getting justice. That I care about. That is consistently what I have been calling you out for. And it's easy to consistently call you out for because you are consistently doing it. It's easy to do that to me, for me. It's very easy. Because your behavior is consistent with that of a tragedy pimping grifter. And so therefore, I'm going to continue to call you out. I'm going to continue to point out your bullshit. But it's not personal. I don't hate you.
You, my friend, have some serious problems. Serious problems well beyond anything that can be helped on YouTube. You have showed the world who you are, and the supporters that condone that behavior, shame on you. Shame on you.
She's dropping little hints that I'm going to explain later. You have shown the world who you are. She's dropping little hints that are explaining her motives here, which I'm going to get into, which I went into on Morbid's channel last night, but I'm going to do it here. I decided I was going to do that.
When the World Trade Centers came down in New York, do you think anybody said, hey, do I like you or do I not like you? No, everybody went in there to save and help. People can be disgusting and vile, but each and every day that I'm here, we expose that a little more and a little more. And I'm very proud of that. We're starting to show who the problems here are on YouTube and who are not.
Okay.
And I'm very proud of that.
Just a second there, Professor.
I'm very proud of the fight.
Just a second there, Professor.
And I'm very proud of everything discussing. Do I like you or do I not like you? No, everybody went in there to save and help. People can be disgusting and vile, but each and every day that I'm here, we expose that a little more and a little more. And I'm very proud of that. We're starting to show who the problems here are on YouTube and who are not. And I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of the fight. I'm very proud of the work that we do. And I'm very proud of everything that we've accomplished in 2 short years.
Thank you, Grandmaster. It's so close. PHB is stuck on stupid. Stuck on stupid. Stuck on stupid.
And,
stuck on stupid.
Those were some of the best work we did. We provided little
wait. I know
serious problems well beyond anything that can be. I just don't. And they try to justify it by hating someone. Of adults that get kids killed. I hear. How do you do that to them? How do the people justify that behavior? And why are people always here justifying actions and behaviors of adults that get kids killed? For the life of me,
what?
I can't understand that. I just don't. And they try to justify it by hating someone. If you hate somebody that bad that you're willing to hurt a victim's family because of it, you, my friend, have some serious problems. Serious problems well beyond anything that can be helped on YouTube. You have showed the world who you are, and the supporters that condone that behavior, shame on you. Shame on you. When the World Trade Centers came down in New York,
what?
Do you think anybody said, hey, do I like you or do I not like you? No, everybody went in there to save and help.
Okay, so what Betty's doing is the equivalent to what the brave NYPD and New York City police or fire department did to save everyone in 9/11. Like what she's doing is equivalent to okay. I just wanted to make sure that I heard that because I couldn't believe my fucking ears.
People can be disgusting and vile, but each and every day that I'm here, we expose that a little more and a little more. And I'm very proud of that. We're starting to show who the problems here are on YouTube and who are not.
Except
I'm
you're
very proud of
not.
that.
No, I mean, how delusional are you? Every time you try to do that, what what this has done, what this has done has gotten you in trouble because you lie. Now, I probably have grounds to sue because she slandered me and whatever, but the thing is, nothing came of it. Nobody listens to her. Morbid last night was like, you know what, dude? Like, we could start a fund and get you an attorney and blah, 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 and his heart's in the right place. But I'm just like, what for? I don't need that. I got real things going on in my life. You know what I mean? Like, I've got real issues going on in my life. I am not going to waste time in litigation with an idiot that I'm never even going to collect from anyway. I'm going to spend money on an attorney just for what? For the drama of being in court? For what? Like, I'm not here for that. I'm just not here for that. People are telling me I should fucking strike her channel for lying about me. I don't do that. This is way more fun. This is way more rewarding to me. Is just showing what kind of a fucking jackass she actually is. It's way more productive to me. Going and suing somebody and it's just, I don't do that. I'm not her. I don't do that. Even though I would have grounds, she didn't have grounds to sue Queen Bee, but she did it anyway. And look at how that's working out for her. That's just fantastic.
I'm very proud of the fight. I'm very proud of the work that we do. And I'm very proud of everything that we've accomplished in 2 short years. Olivia and I were literally going back through footage, and I'm starting to post that up on our Facebook. And, those were some of the best work we did. We provided Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner's family with answers they didn't have. We
Leslie
provided Kathleen
Kohler
Moore's family
gifted 5
with information
memberships.
they didn't have. We've provided so much
Thank you
information.
so much for that. Let me see who got memberships. Cherry was gifted a membership. Army Vet, Chrissy F, Corinne 007, and Gina F. Right on. Thank you so much, Leslie Kohler. Appreciate that.
And have helped so many families that the hate channels can only focus on 3. But they forget to remind their audience all the work that this channel and other channels that have collaborated with this channel has done. I'm very proud of that. And if I got to call the tragedy pimp, I wear that badge of honor with honor. If I'm the biggest tragedy pimp and tragedy pimp.
Okay. Okay. Okay, just a second there, Professor.
We've provided so much information and have helped so many families that the hate channels can only focus on 3. But they forget to remind their audience all the work that this channel and other channels that have collaborated with this channel has done. I'm very proud of that. And if I got to be called the tragedy pimp, I wear that badge of honor with honor. If I got to be called the tragedy pimp, I wear that badge of honor with honor. I'm proud of that. And if I got to be called the tragedy pimp, I wear that badge of honor with honor. I'm very proud of that. And if I got to be called the tragedy pimp, I wear that badge of honor with honor. If I'm the biggest tragedy pimp and tragedy pimping is going out and searching for missing, posting flyers, helping families, buying flyers, getting them the resources that they need to help them.
Giving them flyers. Giving them flyers. So you traveled all the way to Tennessee to give the family some flyers. You traveled from Florida to Tennessee to give the family flyers because you didn't search. We saw what you did. You didn't search. You went back in the woods for about, I don't know, not long at all, based on what we saw. And you didn't search for anything. You know how we know you didn't search? Because you don't have any experience in searching. You don't even know where to search. You didn't know where to look. You don't know how to look. You had no searching. You had no equipment. You had nothing. You had no information. Nothing. You just went out there and said, these are the woods behind the hotel. The hotel is right there. And we're out here and it's hot. It's hot. And then You went on to the next town. Like, that's all you did. You had to travel all the way to Tennessee to do that, to give the family flyers. I mean, anybody could have done that. You could have mailed them. I mean, if it's such a nice gesture to make flyers, okay, well, just ship them. Send them FedEx. You got the money from people, but no, you had to go and take a vacation. You had to go sightseeing. You said, I want to sleep in a couple of dingy motels. And then you probably went to the bar with Olivia afterwards. Like, you're not fooling anybody here. Like, you're not fooling anybody. Everybody knows what you're up to because we've seen you do it for the last 2 years.
I'm the biggest tragedy pimp here on the streets of YouTube, and I am going to wear that badge. If they need to help them, I'm the biggest tragedy pimp here on the streets of YouTube, and I am going to wear that badge honorably. I'm the biggest tragedy pimp here on the streets of YouTube, and I am going to wear that badge honorably. I'm the biggest tragedy pimp here on the streets of YouTube, and I am going to wear that badge honorably. I'm the biggest tragedy pimp here on the streets of YouTube, and I am going to wear that badge honorably.
Oh my
So I think each
God.
and every one of you wears that badge honorably, because if that's what a tragedy pimp is, sign me up. Sign me up each and every single day. Sign this girl right here up. Sign every one of you up that supports the work that we do here. So what we know about this gentleman in the Rachel Morin case is that he's not from here.
Gentleman.
Somebody knows who he is. Somebody from
He's a rapist and a killer. How do we know he's a rapist? Is because he executed a home invasion on an underage girl in California because his DNA matched the person who attacked Rachel Morin in Maryland. So, I mean, but yeah, he's not a gentleman. Okay. I mean, if that's a gentleman, I don't know what to tell you.
From Los Angeles knows who he is. Somebody that's seen him traveling across this country knows who he is. Somebody that he's working for knows who this man is. And who is this man? I'm going to try to pull this up. You guys know I'm not so good on the roads with these computers. Let me see if I can see anybody else. Oh, you guys are so sweet. For your custom. Oh, girl, let me tell you, Jen. You can ask Sonia. When I was out there and I realized that parking lot had no camera. Ask Sonia. Sweet. For your custom.
You guys know what I got to do. You all know it.
Oh, for your custom. Oh, custom. Oh, 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 girl, let me tell you, Jen.
Oh my fucking God, I'm such a child.
You can ask Sonia. When I was out there and I realized that parking lot had no cameras in it with all those national chains, I remember Sonia saying, there's got to be cameras. She just kept saying, she's like, look, there's no way there's no camera out here. There's no way there's no camera in this parking lot. And we walked the whole entire parking lot. And I'm like, there's no camera. She's like, there's no way. So she ended up going into PetSmart and saying, are there any cameras around here? And they told her, there are no cameras in 2023 in Kingsport, Tennessee. You can go shopping.
I love that.
Get, dead.
I love that, by the way. Because she's like going around asking, and she goes on this little rant about no cameras. Well, you could just rape somebody and kidnap them and blah, blah, blah. And no cameras are going to catch you because Tennessee doesn't have any money. But let's just say hypothetically that there were cameras. Do you think that those people are going to give you those cameras, those tapes? Do you think they're going to give you the data collected from those cameras? No, they're not. A, because who the fuck are you? That's A. B, law enforcement already has them. Law enforcement already has the data to those cameras, guaranteed. So even if they don't, I mean, even if there are, if there is camera footage, right? Because it could be that there could be camera footage, and it's possible to me. I wouldn't put it past being. You look at this jackass running around, dressed like she's dressed like she's crashing uninvitedly a fucking 4th of July barbecue. And she's gonna walk in and be like, yeah, my name's Andrew Griffin, aka Bullhorn Betty, and I would like to see the data from those cameras right there. They're gonna go, sorry, we don't have any. Like, they're not even gonna be like, they're not even going to elicit a confrontation. They're just gonna go, we don't have it. We don't have any. There's no cameras. Those cameras don't work. Just to get her the fuck out of there. That's what any sane person, any sane business person would do. I mean, any sane business owner, any sane manager of a business is going to go, no, cameras don't work. All right, sorry, could be more help. Have a good one. Good luck with your fake search. See ya. I mean, unreal. So dumb.
And nobody will see a thing. Thank you, national chains. You know, the community like keeps these national chains in business. And there's a little reciprocation that we expect from these national chains, in my opinion. Right? In my opinion, there's just, and one of those things is our safety. We make sure that these corporations make millions and billions of dollars every single year, and we ask for very little from them. We ask them to give us a quality product and to keep.
Listen to the Trump supporting socialist. I love that shit. She always does this. The Trump supporting woke socialist. That's always so funny to me. These huge corporations owe us. No, they don't. That's capitalism, honey. Capitalism means, hey, we're a corporation and we make a shit ton of money. We get to do whatever the fuck we want. Fuck you. That's how it works. They don't have to give you shit. They don't have to ensure your safety. They don't have to do that. Those cameras do not exist to fucking provide law enforcement with evidence. That's one purpose that they can be used for, but that's not what they exist for. Those cameras exist to deter people from stealing from them or to capture evidence of someone stealing from them. Those cameras exist on these corporate businesses. Those cameras exist for one purpose, which is to protect the profits of that corporate business. Period. Nothing else. That's what they exist for. Mountain Mama.
To keep us safe while we're shopping with them.
Mountain Mama, thank you so much. If she truly wanted to help, just help the family, she'd raise money for them to hire PIs or whatever else they needed money for and not go sightseeing and post videos for money and printing flyers. I 100%, 150% agree with that statement because that's the truth. Why not? If you're going to raise money, you're not an investigator. You're not the best qualified person. If you really cared about these, and thank you very much, Mountain Mama. Sorry, I forgot to say thank you. If you really cared about this missing person and you really wanted her to be found, you would humble yourself and realize I'm not the best person to be searching for her. But the money that I could use, the money that I'm getting to go out there and travel, could be used towards a professional private investigator. Could absolutely be used for a professional private investigator to hire them to look for this missing person. This is how I can help you. This is how I can use my platform to help you. That is the best way you could do that. I mean, it's fucking crazy to me. The ego on her is incredible. It's not even ego. It's fucking pure audacity.
I don't think in 2023, a national corporation that does not have a camera on the outside of their home, I feel is failing their customers by not putting those cameras up. Because here we have a 20-year-old girl that went missing. She's 21 now. And not one video. She was there in a parking lot, terrified. And not one camera could see where she went.
How do you know?
No traffic cameras. There's hardly any cameras whatsoever.
How do you know that she was terrified? I don't know the details of the case. I'm just saying, maybe I'm missing something. But like, is there information released that she was? All I know is she was last seen in that shopping center. But I mean, I didn't hear anything about her being terrified. I mean, how does she know that?
Ever. No infrastructure. No proper 2023 infrastructure in Tennessee. That to me is a shame. I hope. Now, we don't want to change Tennessee. Tennessee has its beautiful charm. We don't want to make it like every other place. Tennessee is unique. But we have to be safe while we're in Tennessee. And there's a lot of shenanigans primarily coming out of Tennessee. And maybe it's because nobody's on camera. If people actually started seeing what some of these animals are doing, well, maybe it might change. I'm unsure. I'm completely, utterly unsure. Let me get through here. Good morning, everyone. I didn't even have a chance to say good morning. This is like really, really my first day on a live. And I'm like, Olivia, I haven't done a live with my people in a little bit. I know we need to get out there. And so she's like, I'm going to edit some videos and I can get online and I can come talk to you. I feel like a fish out of water when I don't see you. I know you guys are constantly and always, lots of businesses have cameras, but they are not recording or working at all. Or they're fake. We found out that too. Or they're fake. They don't even record. They're just there for a deterrent. That is not helping people. Like, people are smart, folks. Like, oh, fan lady, God bless you. God bless you. Proud. Yeah, I'm proud of all of you guys because we work hard. And it's not just me that come under attack. It's all of you guys that come under attack from these hyenas, right? That feed off the carcasses of these cases. And it's just really, really sad that you say you're for victims, but you're going to make a woman cry and bawl her eyes out. And not only that, but this animal is trying to convince her that we're somehow scamming her. And she's like, is this guy like on drugs? Is there something like chemically wrong with him? She's like, how can you be scamming me? Like, what? We haven't asked her for anything.
She's still trying to convince people that was me. That's just so funny.
Only given. We've given flyers. We've given time. We've searched. My legs are cut up. I've got poison oak. I mean,
shit! Really? Melissa Bell, thank you so much. It's official. Mel is suing Upchurch. For those of you who don't know Mel is Ick and Mel. So Ick and Mel has officially filed a lawsuit against Ryan Upchurch. Holy shit. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Ick and Mel, we love you, buddy. We love you. All right. So now I need confirmation on that, but Patricia Sell, thank you so much. Blair, please post links to Bash the Tragedy Pimps and Headstones and Headlines. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, if one of my mods wants to go ahead and do that, that would be appreciated because I do like Headstones and Headlines and Bash the Tragedy Pimps. I'm big fans of both those channels. So yeah, that would be great, actually. Rabbit is going over it. Okay, cool. I'll go over that once. I'm sure Cherry is going to get me a copy of that. And as long as it's redacted, I will show it and go over it because I don't want to go over Mel's like real information and stuff. I don't want to toxic Mel. He's a good dude, and I don't want to dox anybody. Even if I don't like him, I don't dox people. So I want to make sure that
given to this family. And you know why I gave to this family so much? Is because it reminded me of me. Now, granted, I wasn't on, the type of drug she was on, but believe me, I was on substances. And I can't even imagine what some nights my mom went through. And this woman couldn't even get attention to her own child. She was doing everything she can, literally pleading on TikTok, please come help. And nobody was helping. And then I go out there and help and get crucified for it. And they try to justify. If you guys believe that shit, you guys are too stupid for YouTube. Too stupid. I don't know.
I
What else to say.
mean,
I'm a very
I call her audience stupid all the time. I mean, let's just call it what it is, you know? Like if her audience uh, you know, if her audience buys into this bullshit, yeah, they're stupid.
very blunt, brazen, abrasive person. And if you can justify that action and you can say that that's okay, it's okay because it's bullhorn. But we don't care what family we destroy or hurt or what mother we make cry that's already sitting there crying, longing for her freaking daughter. And you want to justify that? Don't you dare come here and say you're a Christian person doing something like that. And don't you dare ever say you're in it for the families of the victims. You don't get to do that. You surely do not. You don't have that right at all. And you know what, people? Let's go back to that just a little bit. This man, again, lives in the state of Tennessee. He could have followed us. He could have seen our work. He could have
See,
decided we're all in public
yeah,
places.
she's still saying that it was me. She's still saying that that person in those text messages was me. Like, I don't type like that. I actually I actually use proper grammar as best as I can. I might miss a comma here and there. That might happen, you know, or capitalize an I. That might happen. But I apply my third grade grammar skills, and I also apply autocorrect because it's helpful. So because sometimes I don't know how to spell something and I apply it. So yeah. What's up, Makeup Lobster? Good to see you.
Places. He could have chose to do that. He chose not to. He still chose to sit on his ass and lie to his audience out his ass. That's what he chose to do. And if you guys want to support that, don't you dare ever say you're in it for the victims. That's my messaging. Because this woman needed help and she could have used his help. And he chose to use his channel for hate. And to
I am
destroy a
helping
woman
her.
that did absolutely nothing.
I am using my channel to help her. I'm absolutely doing that.
That was missing her daughter and just begging for anybody to take her case seriously and to get out there and help. And if you're part of that hate group, shame on you. I hope you guys apologize to Layla's mom. I really do. I hope you go over there and shower her posts and her social media with love and support and let her know she's not alone. Sometimes when you're going through the worst thing of your life, sometimes just hearing somebody say some kind words can really make a difference, whether you're going to cry that day or you're going to make it through. This woman has been through a lot. She loves her daughter. She cares for her daughter deeply, and she is very, very scared. And it's a very, very difficult thing to deal with personally. And I can promise you, these animals out here have never experienced that, nor will they ever, because they're too lazy. They're too lazy. They don't have jobs. They sit on YouTube. They could literally get in their car with the money that they make and go help a family. Listen, I don't make a lot of money on here, and every penny that I do make, it goes back into these cases. And I can tell you that the money that was spent on Layla Santinello, my time that was spent on Layla Santinello, was worth every minute. Was worth every minute. And I hope you guys understand that this wouldn't have been possible without each and every one of you. So there's going to be some things coming up. I know you guys are in here like Van Lady and thanking me, and I appreciate that. But hold off on that just for a little bit because the work here for Layla Santinello is not done. And to be honest with you, I want to help the family raise the reward money. I want to help the family, get their PI, and it's going to need the support of you guys. And I don't mind going without a paycheck to help the family. I don't know if any other creator is willing to do that, but I certainly am. And so I'm going to ask you guys to hold off any super chats, any super stickers for me, because we're going to have to be helping this family. And that's just all there is to it. I am committed to this family. I want to see success and I want to see justice. I want to find Layla. I want to know what happened to her. And I want her mom to be able, obviously she's been gone for 2 months. So, the circumstances aren't looking good.
Hillariette.
And I want her mom to be able to do what she needs to. And
here we go.
Everybody, I just think it's some of these hate channels. And I'm sorry I'm getting choked up because
Here we go.
I have no idea how hard it is.
Here we go. Hold on.
This mother is in so much pain. And nobody was willing to help her. And then for YouTube, we're on so many other platforms than YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not. I utilize these platforms. This garbage here on YouTube is disgusting. This woman begged for help. Begged. And nobody, there was only literally, I think Gray Hughes was another big channel that came up and talked about her. God bless you, Gray Hughes. I know we don't get along a lot, but God bless you for that. There were hardly any channels. He can attest to that. Hardly any channels that would pick up this case. These hate channels refused to pick up this case until I was there. And I don't really care. This mother, if these animals ever spend
Oh,
one second,
God.
not to interview, not to broadcast them on their channel, not to do all this crazy nonsense, literally help them. If they could just do that, I promise you, they would never do what the Glare did to that woman. And yes, he did do it. There is no way in Sam's head, and somebody's gonna have to sponsor my customer today. Sorry to do it. There is no way in Sam's head would never do what the Glare did to that woman. And yes, he did do it. Could just do that. I promise you, they would never do what the Glare did to that woman. And yes, he did do it. There is no way in Sam's head, and somebody's gonna have to sponsor my customer today. Sorry. But there is no way in Sam's head that somebody is going to talk to a woman like that and send them over to the Glare's channel while he sits there and talks about a woman's looks, her teeth.
Okay. So in the same fucking breath, she says the Glarer did that, and then says that it was somebody sent them over to the Glarer's channel. Which one was it? So did I send some? Did I did I send someone over to my own channel while I was live? Because the screenshot says, the text says that I was live as we speak, right? Live right now. So while I was live covering your bullshit, I was sitting there on my phone having a text war with a member of this family. Seriously? Really? Like, how dumb are you? Now, I got to tell you, all right? I'm not going to even go over the rest of this. Again, I do not ever use fake accounts on any social media platform, and I do not contact members of a missing person's family. Now, I did this time because of that. Because during that live stream, Betty was blasting Jennifer Santinello's personal Facebook page. Her mods were blasting it in the chat. She highlighted it on her screen. And so I felt like, okay, who knows how many fucking messages this poor woman is getting now about me, when I had nothing to do with whatever the fuck she's talking about. Absolutely nothing. Now, does it bother me? Only because, here, I'll explain. It bothers me because of the bullshit that this family has to go through, on top of what they're already going through. That's all Betty. Okay? And that dickhead fucking keep it 100. That was some bullshit. And then contacting the TBI. So Betty's out there, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. Who gives a fuck? Like, use your platform. So I'll read you what I wrote. Now, she hasn't read it yet because I'm sure she's overwhelmed with messages, but she has not read it yet. But I wrote her, and I'll read you what I wrote her, okay? Just in case she happens to be watching, just in case someone sends her over here. I want her to know, Jennifer Santinello, I want you to hear this. So I wrote, hello, my name is Will, and I have a YouTube channel called The Glarer. First of all, I would like to send you my deepest sympathies for your current troubles, and my thoughts are with you and hope with all that I have that you find your daughter. I cannot begin to imagine what you must be going through, and I truly hope she is found soon and found safely. Second, I'd like to apologize to you on behalf of the so-called quote-unquote true crime community on YouTube and the drama that you and your family have been dragged into. I would normally never reach out to a family member of a missing person, especially under such circumstances. But I felt that it was important that I personally assure you that despite what the Bullhorn Betty community is saying, prior to this message, I have never spoken with you. I do not use fake accounts, nor do I harass families of victims. That is quite the opposite of what I do and what I'm known for. Bullhorn Betty has a notorious reputation for harassing victims' families and using their horrific tragedies for monetary gain. These funds are used to take road trip vacations under the guise of searching for missing people My channel is mostly dedicated to exposing these YouTube creators, their actions, and their intentions. Unfortunately, there is a lot of drama that tends to surround this, and for that, I am very sorry. You are going through more than enough, and the thought of your troubles being added to genuinely breaks my heart. Again, I am truly sorry for that your family is going through everything that you're going through, and I hope and pray with all my heart that Layla is found soon and found safely and brought back to you and your family. But it is my belief that it should be left up to the professionals that are trained and tasked with the responsibility of investigating and locating her whereabouts, not YouTubers interfering with an ongoing investigation for the mere purpose of building subscriptions and donations for their channels off the backs of hurting, vulnerable families such as yours. I truly hope this message finds you well and that, again, Layla is found and returned to you safely and soon. And I have absolutely no interest, none, to communicate with this woman further because this is not what she needs. What she needs is to support her family and her family to support her while law enforcement finds her daughter, finds answers to what happened to her daughter, period. Nobody else should be interfering in that. And this is the thing. Now, as far as why Betty decided to point the fingers at me and blame me for this without any evidence, I have a very sound theory on this. My theory is, as we all know, Bullhorn Betty, and I wasn't going to name names, but Morbid brought the name up last night, and then I was just like, all right, well, I wasn't going to mention the name, but now I'm going to mention it, so whatever. And I'm not blaming Morbid for anything. I'm just saying, the name's out there, and everybody already knows what I'm talking about or who I'm talking about anyway. And I want to be clear, this is not anything to do with the differences between myself and Queen Bee and Queen Bee's community. I'm actually quite happy with the separation that I've made with them. It's actually made no negative impact. It's had no negative impact on my channel. Losing those subscribers was exactly what I was looking for, but it did nothing negative to my viewership or the support that I already had. And it basically what I had in mind, I succeeded. It happened. I'm perfectly content with the separation between me and that community. Very happy with it. So I don't have, and that's cool, Amy M. If you watch Queen Bee, now I'll address this real quick. The way that I went about it, I was under the influence of alcohol. I was angry because I was being antagonized by bitter, shitty people who just won't let shit go from 3 years ago. And for the sake of trying to keep the peace for the sake of people like Amy M and people who like us both, for whatever reason, it was wrong for me to say, if you like them, don't fucking like me, blah, blah, blah. That was fucking wrong. I was angry and I was pissed off because I've made numerous efforts to go on Queen Bee's panel and have fun and try to integrate our communities. And her chat just attacked me every single fucking time. And I got sick of it. And then come into Morbid's chat and start doing the same fucking thing. And it made me mad. And so I reacted. I was drinking whiskey and I was getting antagonized. I reacted, period. I'm not saying it was right. I'm just giving a reason as to why it happened and why it happened that way. Now, but at the end of the day, I was speaking the truth as to what I wanted as an outcome. I don't want anything to do with those people. I don't want anything to do with that community. And now that I have separated myself from that community, I am extremely content, and I'm sure they are too. So I have nothing negative anymore to say about Queen Bee or her community. I'm done. But this is why I'm only bringing it up because it is relevant to what happened here with Bullhorn Betty, and Headstones and Headlines knows this. I believe she mentioned last night in Morbid's chat that she had the same theory. And my theory is that since Queen Bee is countersuing BHB, BHB filed a very frivolous lawsuit against Queen Bee, and I still support Queen Bee in that lawsuit. That has not changed. I don't let personal shit get in the way of right and wrong, okay? And my sense of right and wrong. I just don't do that. Or at least I make a very strong conscious effort not to. I'm not perfect, but I make a very strong conscious effort not to. And I still support Queen Bee in this lawsuit. Now, her Bullhorn Betty is suing frivolously Queen Bee. Queen Bee is countersuing because the lawsuit is very frivolous and there's slander in that lawsuit. So the fact that that's happening and Queen Bee has an attorney, but BHB doesn't, it's just clear that BHB is pissing herself right now as far as the outcome of this lawsuit and how it's going to come out and how it's going to turn out. It's clear. So what she's trying to do, it's very, very pathetic, like why she would think that this would work. But what she's trying to do is she sees the rift that's going on between me and the Queen Bee community. She sees that rift. So she figures she has something in common with them, and she wants to make a new friend. She wants to make a friend of someone because they're going to mop the floor with her in court. So this is just a sad, pathetic, desperate attempt to try to go buddy-buddy and have some common ground and use me as having some common ground to make friends with someone who is going to mop the floor with her in court. That's all this is about. That's all this is about. She figures now she has a way to try to gain favor with the Queen Bee community. And I don't think that they're that stupid. I don't like a lot of the people in that community. There's a lot of people that I just simply don't fucking like. There's people in there that I do like, but there's a lot of people in there that I just simply don't fucking like. And BHB knows that those people don't like me either. And she thinks that since Queen Bee has said whatever she said, I haven't listened to it, but I've seen on my feed what Queen Bee has to say about the glare, blah, blah, blah. I don't even click on it. It's stupid. Like I said, all I want is to be separated from that community. But this is clear that she's trying to use that rift between me and the Queen Bee community in order to try to gain some favoritism with her, because she is scared shitless of what's going to happen to her in court. Period. That's all this is about. It's pathetic and sad, but it's kind of fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. So that's all this is. I mean, there's no other logical reason why she has never, ever, ever addressed me. I've been covering Bullhorn Betty for the last 2 years, and as far as I can remember, she has never addressed me on her channel. This is the first time. It cannot be a coincidence. To me, my opinion, it cannot be a coincidence that the timing of her finally doing this is happening right when she saw that I lost all of the subscribership from that community. But I'm happy to have lost that subscribership from that community because, like I said, it's made no actual negative impact on my channel. I'm perfectly content with how this has turned out. Perfectly content. They could say whatever they want about me over there, and I just don't care because now I don't have to pretend like we're all friends when we're not. This motherfucker. The glare, I think I can speak for all of us, but you should delete your channel. Not yet, buddy. Not yet. Maybe one day. No, Makeup Mobster. She never addresses men. She'll always address women. She gets really, really mad about that. But She so far has a fucking 0.0 average of getting of guessing who a troll is. She's terrible at it. She's fucking terrible at it. Jackie Garnett, thank you. Betty would turn on the Santinello family so quick if they told her to stop and refuse her help, like in the Kylie Rodney case. Absolutely. In a fucking second. She would say, oh, well, you don't want to find your daughter. That's what would happen. She'd flip it and be like, you don't want your daughter found. Because they said, hey, if they were to simply just speak up and go, you know what? I think it's best. We appreciate what you've done, but we should leave it up to law enforcement at this point. If they were to do that, she would go, oh, they don't even want their daughter found. They don't care because we're out here doing the work. We're out here doing the work. Wow, it's for 14 million. I love it. Oh my God, bro. Wow. So Ikenmel is suing Upchurch for 14 million. Bruh. Cuckchurch. I tried to tell you, homie. Not an airport. You don't have to announce your departures. On the other hand, you are old. We should sue Frank again. Totally. I agree, buddy. Thank you. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's completely I'm going to end up doing a live stream on that once I get the actual court filing. I'm going to go over it. I believe Rabbit is live or was live. I don't know if she still is going over it. And make sure to subscribe to Down the Rabbit Hole News if you are not subscribed to her already. She does great work. She's great. And so yes, apparently so. I mean, if Down the Rabbit Hole News is covering that, she doesn't spread misinformation. She doesn't spread rumors. More than likely she's going over the court filing right now, or just did. So, but as soon as I get a hold of that court filing, I will go over it myself. I might even get it straight from her. Actually, she's really cool about that stuff. But oh, okay. So it's in Mel's Discord too. Okay, thank you, Deets on the Streets. Yeah, as soon as I get the filing and I get a hold of the filing, I'll probably make that a live tomorrow and do that. Because and I'm gonna go. I wonder what Cuckchurch is going to say about it all. That's what I'm really interested in. I wonder if he's going to double down, triple down, quadruple down, quintuple down, actually, on everything that he has said about Ikenmel and Zanime. I'm very, very curious about that. I don't think he has the balls. Ryan, you hear me? I don't think you have the balls to address this. I don't think you have the balls to address Ikenmel on your channel with your 3 million subs. I don't think you do. I think you're a coward. Oh man, dude. I mean, are you just trying to go broke? Because lately, I don't go over Ryan Upchurch stuff, guys. I don't go over Ryan Upchurch stuff if he's not talking about true crime stuff. Okay. When I go over that, it's to, in my own way, try to protect the integrity of the community to some degree and protect the integrity of victims and their families. That's normally what I'm focused on. But when he does other shit, I don't go over it, but I watch it. And he's going over lately. I watched some video that he put up. It was either last night or the night before. where he was comparing NASA, the NASA logo, to the Methodist Church logo, and it was entertaining to say the least. It's very entertaining. I mean, it's not even karma, Melissa Bell. See, I do believe in karma to some degree, but this isn't karma. What this is people just drawing a line and saying, okay, you crossed the line. This is Ick and Mel making Ryan Upchurch accountable for his actions. That's it. That's all this is. This isn't karma. This isn't some magical, cosmic, fucking supernatural way the universe is getting back at Ryan Upchurch. This is Ryan Upchurch's actions being addressed, and the person who was affected by those actions is holding him accountable. Ryan Upchurch fucked around, and now he's finding out. It's that simple. And another reason why I go over this stuff, and I've been going over this stuff as much as I have. Yes, it's to entertain you guys. Yes, it's to have some fun. Yes, it's to show how much of a dickhead Ryan Upchurch behaved online. Yes, it's to protect and defend victims, families. Yes, it's those things. But it's also so that if he tries to delete these things, now it's on my channel. If Ick and Mel if Ryan Upchurch decides to fucking delete all of those videos and act like those videos don't exist, well, Ick and Mel is more than welcome. Ick and Mel is a friend of the channel, and he is more than welcome to use any of my videos, any of my live streams, as much as he wants for whatever he wants to use them for. He has my full support in this entire situation. He has had it since the beginning, and he still does. And now he has it through this lawsuit. So, again, what's right is right. So, Ick and Mel, buddy, we love you. And we're going to be right there all the way along with you, buddy. Guaranteed. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I knew this was not going to be a long live stream. I just wanted to address I just wanted to address the accusations made to me by Bullhorn Betty. And yeah, it's just total bullshit. And I don't know why she thinks that that's going to work. Like, it's funny because Bullhorn Betty is extremely manipulative, but she's terrible at manipulation. She's too stupid to be manipulative and pull it off. This is a way to try to manipulate Queen Bee and become buddy with her. And I don't think Queen Bee's that stupid. I just don't. Sorry, but I just don't. But it would make me laugh if it turned out she was, honestly. But I don't think that she is. So, but anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys being here. Make sure to subscribe if you like Bullhorn Betty content. Make sure to subscribe to Headstones and Headlines. She does a great job reviewing Betty. And all you guys who showed support, all you new members, anybody who is newly subscribed, and anybody who hit the like, thank you guys so much for joining me. I had a blast with you guys as always. And tomorrow, the plan is to go over the Ryan Upchurch Ick and Mel lawsuit. I will go over that with you guys, and we'll have some more fun. Anyways, guys, I love you very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.